Hey guys, hope you're having a great day today. My name is Daniel, and in today's video, I'd like to share with you why I believe it was the best thing for me to start my dumpster rental business in the off season during this winter time where no one wants to be doing these big projects, getting things thrown away. And so we'll go ahead and get right into the video. So first off, we can't really help when we start to look into a certain endeavor, into a new adventure, financially, wanting to start a new business. But for me, I'm just so thankful it played out this way, and I've been thinking a lot about it, and so I just wanted to share my thoughts with you at why I am so grateful I did start looking into this dumpster rental business and really start putting in the legwork during the beginning of this winter season. So number one is pretty easy to see. During this winter season, there's less business. And so it just really gives me a lot more time to be able to prepare for the business when I am going to be in that much busier season later on during the year. And so number one, it just gives me more time to think about and to go through all the different steps of the business during the time when there's just simply not that much business. The second reason why I'm grateful I started this on the off season during this winter time is because I'm missing out on the least potential time of the year. So let me kind of unpack that a little bit. For any business out there, there are high seasons and low seasons during the year. Maybe certain years are higher overall than others, but typically any business has the highs and the lows throughout the year, and that's generally pretty consistent depending on the business. And so for me, looking at this dumpster rental business, potentially jumping into it at the right time or maybe the wrong time, I'm very grateful that I started looking into these things during the low time, because whatever dollar amount that I'm missing out on, I believe it's a lot less during this low time, during this winter season, during this off season. So that's the second reason why I'm grateful that I started this business in the off season. Third reason why is I'm simply just preparing for those peak seasons, for that summertime when everybody is doing their projects, when they're doing all their ideas, they're putting things together. This is the time when I want to be plotting, I want to be building the business, I want to be learning, I want to be upgrading, I want to be putting everything together. So for when the time does come for that peak season during the year, I'm not going to be scrambling, trying to figure out how to do invoices, figuring out software, trying to make sure my scheduling is right. I've already had all these things plotted out for some time. There's nothing new that's gonna be popping up to me. I'm gonna have everything put together so that when I do have that peak season come up, I'm gonna have everything ready to go to capitalize, to make the most amount of money during that time as possible. Another reason why I'm thankful I started it during this off season is that I'm getting to see a picture of what the worst case scenario is. Obviously things can change from year to year, and we've already kind of been talking about that, but for me, I wanted to see, could I make something happen with zero momentum? Zero brand awareness, no one knows who I am. Could I make money during the worst season of the year, being brand new? To me, to be able to find out that answer with the worst case scenario, being brand new, no one knows me, that is some vital information to me, because I want to know where the bottom is in this market. What is the bare minimum? If I can make something happen being brand new years from now, I believe I'll be able to do much better in the coming years, not being brand new, having a little bit more brand awareness, having more contacts. If you're able to drum up some business during that time being brand new, the coming years can only be a little bit easier, having more momentum. So having this worst case scenario starting in the dead season, in the most difficult time, especially after this last year in 2020, I believe this is a great reality check for any business owner to be able to see where things are really at, and if they can make things go from wherever they're starting at. So again, this is another reason why I'm grateful that I started this business in the off season. And lastly, I'm grateful that I started this business during the off season, because now I'm able to kind of track when does the off season start, when does the off season end, and things start to pick back up again. and then taking that information forward for the next off season I'll be able to have a pretty good estimate of when things start to slow down, when things start to pick back up again. And I'll be able to plan work from behind the scenes around those seasons when I know things are going to be dropping off, when I'm not going to have as much work. I'll be able to look at my marketing, re-strategize the business if I need to, change things up, maybe start a different type of advertising that includes a lot of work, whether on the computer or working with a print shop or any number of these things, being able to put it into play each off season that we have. So for me to know when the off season kind of slows down and then picks back up again this first year, that really gives me a good foundation for knowing when I can expect things to pick back up again each coming season going forward. You know, in this business, if we're not using our time wisely, if we're not upgrading, if we're not trying to get better, if we're not trying to advance, to get in front of more eyeballs, to have more networking opportunities, we're going to be left in the dust. Being able to communicate with customers, with our community, and even your business if you have employees. We need to be able to strategize and plan through the off season so we can come back expanded. We can build the business each off season and come back stronger than ever before. These are things we can start planning around when we do go into the off season and come out of it. So those are 5 reasons why I'm so grateful that I did accidentally kind of start my dumpster rental business and start planning and everything at the very beginning of this off season, really going into these colder months at the end of 2020. And then going forward, I'll be able to see when things start to pick up, maybe for the very first time for myself, I'll be able to kind of catalog that and know, hey, it's about this time when people start calling me, when I get things scheduled for down the road, maybe later on in the month. And being able to know when that is can be a help to us when we're restructuring our business, when we're building things out, when we're focusing on certain aspects of the business. So hopefully this can help you if you're on the edge of considering starting a dumpster rental business during this off season, during the winter months. Right now it's January. You know, I've been circling this business for several months now during this off season, and I know that there's got to be somebody out there who's maybe on the edge. Maybe you're deciding whether it's worth it to start the business now, or maybe you should wait later for that peak season when there is more actual business. But I believe the best chance you have going forward into this business is having things planned out and prepared well before it's the actual time to start raking in the dough, to start paying your bills. And so if you're on the fence about the timing wise, should I start now, should I start later, I would deeply encourage you, if you're absolutely going to get into this business, I would encourage you to get into it as soon as possible, whatever time you're actually watching this video. If it's the time of the year when there's not really any business going on at all, this is the time for you to be plotting, for you to be building your ideas, putting things together, building your business so that you can be ready for when it is time to get going. So with all that being said, hopefully you have a great day today. Stay safe and God bless, guys.